Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. The other day I picked up a set of tongue and groove cutters for my router. I don't know how this is going to come out. It was dirt cheap, obviously from the usual scumbag bags overseas. But let's have a look at it and see and test it and try it out and see what we can do. So if you look at it, it's basically two arbors. One is a bit longer than the other. And it's got three of the same cutters with two of the same bearings in between. So the groove cutter, well, all of them actually. The groove cutter is about a 1/4 inch cutter. Should be 6.35 millimeters, but it's close enough. And then the tongue cutter has just got two of them with obviously the bearing is spaced at 635, so you'll have a gap of just over that. Yeah, there we go, close to. So this doesn't look too bad. The OD of the cutters will be somewhere in the vicinity of, let's call it 45, 46, 47 if you take the edge of the cutter. The corners of the tungsten doesn't look too great. Or did I just someone let that one fall? This one corner is a bit chipped. It doesn't look like it's super squared out. We'll give it a bash and see where we get to. Maybe if you can, let's try and zoom you guys in here. Come on. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it looks, from some angles it looks like it's not entirely square. But nonetheless, let's get on with it. So the shank is a 6 millimeter shank. It's not a 1/4 inch. So make sure that you've got a collet for it if you've got that. This actually came in a set of 3. I got this little box corner but with as well, but this one we'll have a look at in another video. I want to try these out and see if we can do a tongue and groove on it. Honestly, I don't have high hopes for it. I did have a spindle molder, but I got rid of it because I never used it, and I found these cutters for dirt cheap, like I said. And let's see what we can do. Nothing much to it. The finish doesn't look too bad. The arbors are ground fairly okayish. I mean, it's not polished, but it looks okay. Takes a size 13 spanner on the end, so I'm gonna make sure that all of this is in and together before we fire up this thing at 23,000 RPM or something. Okay, so for this project I've cut a couple of sections of Meranti that I've got. Yeah, I had a 1.8 meter section and that I didn't know what to do with. So we are going to use that one and see if we can make a just a little, call it a cheese platter or something out of it. These this piece of wood was, what was it, 68 by 32. Yeah, 68 by 32. It looks a bit warped as it is, but remember we're going to be taking off a half an inch. Oh yeah, the depth of cut is also half an inch. The depth of cut is half an inch. So what this does is, if you've got 3/4 inch boards, sorry, if you have a 19 millimeter board, this 3/4 inch board, this actually works a charm. I mean, it's the 3 cutters width, so this is actually, it's made for a 3/4 inch board, but this is 32, so this is actually, what's it, inch and a, almost inch and something, inch and a quarter probably. What's 25.4 plus 6? Yeah, 32. Yeah, so this is inch and a quarter board, give and take. So we are going to have a problem where our tongue cutter will be leaving edges on the end. What I'm going to just, in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run them through my table saw. We'll set them, creep up on it and see if we can do a decent cut on it that we cut the outsides off. I thought of doing a double tongue type of thing, but nah, I don't want to unnecessarily make this project difficult. So we're going to try this and see. I think this is how it went together. I mean, So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark all these pieces of wood. I'm going to set up the rotor and see if we can get something going on here. Okay, so I've clamped the first portion to the table. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in this direction, and then we'll do the point by swapping the clamp around. So just so I can create some space for myself here. Put the tongue cutter in, make sure everything is tight. The arbor is a bit long, but I can understand why, because even with a long arbor I'm almost on the minimum of my rotor, so I guess this is it. Checked, everything is tight. Let's just make sure that the cutter in front is, don't want these things flying off. They should self-tighten, but nonetheless, make sure that the collet's tight. There we go. Okay, let's give it a bash and see where we're going to. A little bit of vibration, it feels like. I'm gonna tune down the speed initially. Just want to check how close to the center of the board am I. 6.2 versus 6.5. I think that's 0.3 millimeters is as close as we're going to get. There we go. Doesn't look too bad. I am not gonna run this big cutter at full speed though. There we go. Let's just see, check out depth. .6. Come on. 12.6. 12.6. This edge is a bit deep. No, not really. I'm gonna run the rest through and see what we can get to. Okay, this last one won't be getting a tongue on this side because this is the edge of the board, just as the first one won't be getting a groove on that side. But nonetheless, let's change cutters and see what happens. Okay, so I've just taken out this cutter and put the other one in. Now, if they accommodated the length of the shank, this one should be sitting on the middle now, but it doesn't. It sits on the back end, so we'll have to stick this one out even further. I'm gonna see if I can get this done. I think this is not working. I haven't got the greatest rotor in the world, and there's a bit of flex in here someplace, so I think I'm not entirely keeping it up to scratch, because the gap is actually almost a millimeter thinner. Here at the back it's like there. So somewhere I am not getting the depth right. Something's happening here. I think this is going to be a mess, but let's carry on. Now this one should fit in there. As you can see, there's a massive gap there. Okay, so I messed up big time here on some of these cuts, or probably all of them, which is going to leave a massive gap when we start sticking this thing together. Okay, let's carry on. Sometimes it's not as bad as you think it is, but let's carry on. Okay, let's have a look at what's happening here. I am battling to keep the width of the cut the same. What's happening is the floor of the router, I don't know what you call it, base of the router, is wobbling a bit, and mine has got a plastic thing there that I'm going to take off. So that is the issue that I currently have. Then you get this thick and thin. The single line goes better because you're not fighting it as hard. But I think that's what's going to happen here, is you are going to sit with something that that's going to fight itself. So nonetheless, let's have a look. Let's continue. No use in stopping now. Okay, gents, I've been fighting this thing back and forth. Honestly, let's finish the project and then we'll run through what happened. I'm going to recut the tongue on this, on all of them, just for the sake of getting it right, trying to get it right and better this time. But this is getting very close to being a scrap project. Gaan staan gou buite seun en die ding gaan raas. Ja, hy gaan raas soos die presser. Kom staan gou hier buite. Gaan jy nie gou net daar buite staan asseblief? Ja, want hy gaan baie raas nou. Ja, hy gaan baie geraas maak nou. Gaan staan gou vir my dad daar buite asseblief. Dankie. There's going to be gaps in this thing like you've never seen before, and they won't be closing up with clamps because they are a gap on the one side and not a gap on the other side, and vice versa. So I'm not sure what's happening here. What I can tell you is that this is not going to work. Let's finish it up and see how it looks when we're done. But I'm not happy with it, not at all. No, so no. Okay, gents, next day. Let's glue this up and see what comes out of it. I mean, we've got nothing to lose now. So I'm going to use this alkaline ultra glue. It says waterproof, water-based, so don't know if this is going to work, but let's see how it goes. I've marked out where this needs to go to get the biggest circle out of this thing. So let's see what we can do.
Chippy.
Dis is chippy nie, is gom.
Rond. Chippy. 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 Afklop. This one.
Ja, afklop. Okay. Hier is jou skroewedraaier. I'll leave this to dry. Let's see what jumps out of here. Alright, gents, after we clamped it all together, I took it out, cut it round on the bandsaw, sanded it sort of flat. Gave it a first coat of mineral oil. It didn't come out too bad. So far so good. Actually, it doesn't look too bad, but what does look bad is this. Let me just get some focus on here. If you can see, there's all of the joints are not tight fit, not one of them. We can go through the whole lot, and actually looks very bad. I did not fill them up because I wanted to show you that's sort of why we did the project. So on that side, there's one as well. That is about the closest one we've got, so kudos to that. No, this one. One of them, gents, it didn't come out great. I'm going to be honest with you, it didn't come out great. Nonetheless, it is what it is. I think we will give this another bash. The error that we've got in using these rotor bits was probably handling error with me trying to freehand it. I haven't got a rotor table. Once I get one, we'll do a second kick at this cat and see if we can make it work, do something better with it. Was a good project to figure out what, if it could work and if it should work and why it didn't work. Like I said, I think it is purely operator error. I think we might be able to make this thing do a decent tongue and groove joint. But for now, I think if you've got a rotor table, it might be worth your while investing in these rotor bits. Other than that, wait for the second one and see. With that, I'm going to call it and say thank you very much, everybody. If you made it thus far in the video, please subscribe to the channel, ring the little bell, make sure you don't miss anything. And if there's anything specific you would like to see, let me know in the little thing below. We might have a kick at it. And with that, I'm going to call it and say till next time. Stay safe.